What can I say, guys? We finally made it to 5,000 subscribers, and I said, as a joke at the time, by the way, oh, once I hit this landmark, I'll make a video introducing my face with a bit of a face reveal, because somebody said, we don't even know what you look like, we just hear you, because I'm always behind the camera, and someone thought I was 16, and I thought, yeah, add 20 years to that. But here we are, you guys have asked me some questions, so I can't wait to get into it. And without further ado, roll those intros. So, hi guys, my name's Evie, I'm 36, and I'm the owner of this page that you're on, Heathrow Aviation Live. I started this video page, YouTube channel. I didn't even know I was starting a channel. I actually just wanted somewhere to put some videos that I'd made while I was driving past Heathrow and stumbled upon Myrtle Avenue because I got lost at the airport because the signage is terrible around there. And I saw all these people filming and I thought, what is going on here? So I got out of the car, went and stood on that little hill and realised that I could see the runway and a BA 747 was taking off, and I thought, this is amazing. Took some videos, came home, didn't have much storage left on my phone. I thought, oh, I'll just put them on YouTube, that's where you put videos. That was in 2017, and I don't think I'd even looked at my videos again until earlier this year. Logged in thinking, you know, who's going to have watched them, and 3 or 4 of them had, you know, thousands and thousands of views, and I couldn't believe it because I thought, firstly, I filmed in portrait, which I didn't realise was a complete faux pas. So I had those lovely black lines down the side, but they were really short videos, and yeah, just amazed that so many people had watched them. And I thought, you know, I'm a geek, who else is going to be doing this kind of thing? Then I found out there's a whole aviation geek like world that I had no idea about. So today I'm wearing my, I'm a big fan of scarves and neckerchiefs. This is a fabulous Alexander McQueen, and I'm wearing it as a neckerchief as an homage really to cabin crew, because I think anyone who works in the aviation industry at the moment, you know, whether you're front of house, back of house, on the ground, on the actual aircraft, times must be really, you know, difficult for you guys at the moment. So I just, yeah, I really feel for you, and hopefully, you know, this will answer some of your questions, and if you have any that I haven't answered here, go ahead and leave them in the comment box, and of course I will come back and answer them. Don't know if it's because I'm a lady that people, you know, have taken to my page or what it is, but anyway, let's get on to the questions and see where we go. Okay, so first one is from Sim Country Farming, and they ask, did you get bullied or embarrassed when you were younger? So luckily I was never bullied at school. I had a few friends who were, and that's, you know, kids are cruel, that's a tough thing to go through. I wasn't bullied, but I was teased quite a lot because I was short and I was called Munchkin, and I don't think I ever really grew from school. I'm still only like 5 foot and maybe half an inch on a good day. So yeah, but I never wanted to be cabin crew anyway, so what does it matter that I am only tiny? But yeah, if you were bullied at school, you have my sympathy, because it's a tough thing to go through, and there's no place for it either. So thank you for your question, Sim Country Farming. Let's go on to the next one. Question number 2, Barrel, how are you? Thank you for asking, Barrel. I'm good. I think we're all going through a really crazy time at the moment. You know, if you'd said last year you're going to have a crazy year next year, I don't think any of us could have quite got our head around what we're all going through. But I'm well, my family's well, and you know, just keep things simple. I'm very grateful for that, and I hope that any of you guys that are watching, you and your family are well too, and hopefully at some point all of this stuff will calm down. Everyone will be able to get back to work. the aviation industry will hopefully, you know, come back to life, because it's really not having a good time of it. You know, keep hearing there's hardly any people travelling and people's holidays are getting cancelled, and it's, you know, it's just the knock-on effect of, you think of how many people are actually involved in running airlines and airports and all the people that, you know, come into work there. So hopefully soon we'll all be back on some sort of normal footing. So thank you for your question, Beryl. Who is next? Maybe Black. Will you start selling merch like shirts and stuff? So that's a really good question, actually. I had a quick look into this and what it involves. I think you actually have to be monetized, which is when your channel hits a certain amount of subscribers. I've hit enough subscribers, but you have to also have 4,000 hours of viewing time per year, and because my videos are quite short, I haven't reached that yet. I'm only about 390 out of 4,000, so either you guys need to watch more or I need to start making longer videos for sure. But yeah, that's something that I'm definitely interested in, and I'd love to have my logo, you know, that you see at the start with my Heathrow Aviation Live, and there's an Emirates plane and a Virgin Atlantic on the back of my denim jacket, or my flying jacket as I like to call that, which I wear whenever I go to Myrtle Avenue. So please do let me know below here in the comments if you would be interested in merchandise, t-shirts and the like, and I will definitely have a look into that once my page gets monetized, if it does, fingers crossed. Thank you, Maybe Black, for your question. Okay, who is next? Ravindra Bomer, I hope I said that right. Which airline do you like the most except British Airways? I have a lot of love for British Airways, mainly because I have a fear of flying and they let me keep my gin and tonic in turbulence in business class coming back from Switzerland. So I have a lot of love for them, and also because I've flown a lot of their, you know, 747s, and that is my favourite plane. Who do I like? Virgin Atlantic, I've only been with once, and that was to LA on an old 747 in 2011, and that plane was really tired, but I would love to try their upper class product, and I've heard that their lounge at T3 is great as well. I liked Qantas, who I flew, again, a 747 from London Heathrow to Thailand in 2008. That was a good experience. I liked Thai Airways. I flew with business back in 2012 from Bangkok to London. That was a great experience. And I'll tell you who I'm not a great fan of, Vietnam Airlines. So, as I say, I don't have a great, even though I love planes, I don't have a great experience with flying because of having a bad flight coming back from Dubai. We had terrible turbulence when I was about 15, and it got so bad that I was having to have like hypnotherapy sessions, listening to tapes when I was asleep, and I'd get really emotional when having to go on flights. I even had the doctor prescribe me some tablets to try and calm me down. And I was going travelling when I was about 22 around the world, and I thought, you know, I need to get over this fear because it's going to end up, you know, really ruining things for me. My family are big travellers. I don't want to be someone who has such a fear of flying that actually I don't go abroad anymore. So I managed to overcome it. But this experience in Vietnam, so I was hoping when I was in Nha Trang going to the airport that I'd be on a little Airbus or something. It was for an internal flight. And it turns out we were on a turboprop. I think it's called an ATR 72. It was the 13th, Friday the 13th. There was a thunderstorm. I'm in a propeller plane. Miss Universe, I think, was actually being filmed as well that year, or taking place in Vietnam. So I'm surrounded by beauty queens, and you know, I'm trying not to have some sort of panic attack. It was just the most surreal feeling, but luckily we landed safely, and yeah, that was an experience for sure. And also Fiji Airways, they weren't too great going to LA. They were very laid back. But I've flown quite a lot of different airlines. The one I really wanted to try was Qatar, who actually were was meant to fly out with on the day lockdown happened. I was meant to go to Thailand via Doha and experience their Q suite. So I'm really upset I didn't get to try that. Would also like to try Etihad, Singapore Airlines. Some of them have incredible looking first class products. I think there's the Residence as well, where, you know, it's like having your own private jet. You've got these sort of pods that you sleep in with proper beds and all sorts. It looks incredible. So hopefully in the future I will get to fly, certainly on the more business class and first class if I'm lucky. So thank you for your question, Maybe Black, and sorry, Ravindra. Next question, Victor, 4K already, nice, thank you. I'm actually, I think about 5,500 now, which to me is still insane. But it's nice to know that, you know, my videos are appreciated, and eventually I will upgrade to better recording equipment, especially when I'm doing lives out in the field. It'd be great to have, you know, good, decent quality. So thank you for that. Who's next? Let's have a look. Maris Hamza, how much do you like Heathrow? I love Heathrow Airport because I grew up right near the flight path in Kingston, and we used to be out playing when I was a kid, playing football, riding our bikes or whatever, and you would literally hear Concorde coming over, car alarms would be going off, and I never got bored of it. You know, we'd stop whatever we were doing, just stare at the sky, and I am gutted really that Concorde went so soon, as I am with the 747. I still really would love it if BA would have, you know, one of their, maybe even one of their old liveried planes and the retro liveries parked up next to Concorde. I just think, you know, it's the home of BA, and yeah, Heathrow will always have a soft spot in my heart because it's my local airport and where really my, you know, my big love of aviation started. Thank you for your question, Maris. Who's next? Roblox, how old are you? You cannot ask a lady how old she is, but seeing as I did promise that I would answer all your questions, I am 36 years old, turned 36 in July, just gone. Who is next? Mr. Borleo 77. What got you into aviation initially, and what made you start such a great channel? Thank you, Mr. Borleo. That's really sweet. I appreciate that feedback. What got me in, as I say, was being a kid and just living under, you know, the flight path. Having things like 747s and Concorde coming in every day was amazing. And obviously because, you know, the planes land so often at Heathrow that there'd be something in the air constantly going over you. I've also got family who are into sort of history. So when I was over in Ireland, they took me to an old airfield. I can't quite remember the name, but it was great, and there was old planes in there that I was allowed to sit in, and it really just sort of stoked my interest. And I would definitely like to go to some, is it Duxford and Brooklands Museum. I think there might be a Concorde down there actually as well. So history as well. I love war history. Love going up to the war museums. So just general geekiness really. But thank you for your question. So the next question is from Mini Quack, and they say, can you do a video at London Luton? So I would definitely like to broaden my horizons, as it were, and do some videos at other airlines, other airports, sorry, not just Heathrow. So I'd really appreciate if in the comments you could let me know of any places in the country that you know have a decent place I could go and film from. I think Manchester has good viewing areas, but any other airports, because at some point I will definitely get out there and do that, just to, you know, change things up a bit, and also so I can see some different aircraft. That would be great. So thank you very much for your question. Shahana Sharmin asks, Do you have any crushes? Are we here to talk about my love life, or are we here to talk about aviation? So I will answer your question as I would say I am happily involved with someone and they are lovely. So thank you for your question. Next one is from Flippin59. It says, how is the current situation in London? I thought things had calmed down until we just had the news on earlier, and they said that we're going to have to sort of go into some kind of, I don't know if lockdown's the right terminology, but where we're not allowed to meet up with as many people as we did. Now it's the rule of 6, I think. So it's frustrating. It is what it is. You know, people have died from this at the end of the day, and it's such a difficult job to decide. You know, on one hand we've got the economy tanking, and on the other people have died, and I'm sure if you spoke to anyone who'd lost a family member, this is very real for them. And I wouldn't want to think that I'd made someone ill because I hadn't, you know, I'd carried the disease and I hadn't taken notice of social distancing and all those kind of things. And I feel for people in London, because I think a lot of, you know, big companies like the banks and stuff, their staff are all working from home, and it means people running cafes, people running shops that, you know, workers would have gone into at lunchtime. They just haven't got the customers. The theatres I know are in trouble, the London theatres. So it's a really difficult time, and my heart goes out to everyone who's affected by it, and not just in London, you know, every city who is struggling, people running their own businesses as well. I don't think they get enough mention. It must be really frightening, and especially if you have children, paying your mortgages, paying your rent, all that kind of thing. So yeah, we're all going through it, and my thoughts are with you all. So thank you for your question, Flippin. Oh, my computer's doing weird things. Who is next? The interesting name. I kind of like your videos. Thank you. I kind of like your question. On to the next. GB Freight Spotter. What is your favourite aircraft apart from the Boeing 747, if that's what you were going to say? Yeah, maybe you do know me well already. 747 is just up there for me. Also Concorde, I know they're cliches, but you know, they're futuristic. Like I said on my page the other day, those planes from that sort of era were like something out of the Jetsons. And I know planes are being made now, you know, to be environmentally friendly, and you know, the A380 is so big. People are, you know, airlines are going down to 2-engine aircrafts and all that kind of thing. But yeah, 747 and Concorde. Lalit Dharmatikari, I hope I said your name right. You're asking what is my favourite plane. So if it's not a passenger plane that you're interested in, I would say I love an Avro Vulcan because it's so loud. Lancaster Bomber, Red Arrows, you know, any of those planes you see flying in formation over Buckingham Palace or out. I've never been to an air show, and actually that's something I really would love to do. But yeah, if you haven't seen a video of an Avro Vulcan, make a note and go and Google it, because they're just so loud. I would have loved to have seen one in flight, but I'm pretty sure they don't fly anymore. But if they do, again, let me know in the comments. I really do love interacting with you guys, and I don't have knowledge by any means, and I know there's a lot of people on YouTube with a lot of information, a lot of knowledge on this kind of thing, so share away. I love seeing you guys having conversations as well between yourselves in the comments. RX asks, what is your favourite passenger jet? Excuse me. Again, 747 Concorde. Would love to go on an A380. Haven't been on one of those yet. Would also like to go on an A350 1000. I think that's what the Q suites were on that I was meant to go on. So hopefully at some point I will get back in the sky and do some more flying. That would be great. And finally, final question is from Ryan. Why of all hobbies did you choose aviation? shall I be really cheesy and say I didn't choose the AV life? The AV life chose me. I think if you're going to pick a hobby, you don't pick something nerdy. Do you know what? A lot of my friends don't even know about this, and I said I started a YouTube channel, and they're like, oh wow, what? Thinking, I don't know what they thought, but when I said, oh, planes, I love going to this park and watching planes land and take off, they were like, okay, are you feeling all right? I suppose it's not normal. What I did love actually was last time I was at Myrtle Avenue, I saw a few women. I didn't think I would, and it's nice to know I'm not the only one. And a lot of people with, you know, cameras and stuff. So I don't know why I chose it. Living near Heathrow, going on holiday, I used to think, you know, the airport was probably one of the most exciting parts of the whole trip for me. And I don't think that's really changed, to be honest, especially once I got my fear of flying, and then I ended up, you know, that just kind of consumed me, but I didn't want to not ever go travelling again. So I love aviation. I love watching them planes take off, watching them land. I love watching videos on YouTube, and really even more than that, it's this whole sort of community that I've found online. Everyone's really friendly, and if you do see me at Myrtle Avenue, I'm normally wearing a scarf and my denim jacket, and my hair's normally wild as it is like it is now. Do come and say hello and introduce yourself, because you know it is a great way to meet people, and there's always, you know, so much to learn. I mean, I never know what planes are coming over. I'm always looking at flight radar for information. And that's that. So that's all the questions you guys asked me, and I just want to finish off by saying thank you again so much for letting me be part of your community, for commenting, for liking, for sharing, and yeah, it's been great fun. And if you have any more questions, put them in the comments, because I will go through and answer them. And if you're a woman as well, I'd really like to know that. If I've got any sort of female subscribers, make yourselves known in the comments, because I think it's really important that other women who might find this kind of stuff interesting know that they're, you know, we're here, and it would be great to meet you. So again, thank you so much for allowing me to share this crazy geeky hobby that I have, and hopefully I will see you guys soon. I'll see you at Myrtle Avenue, and I will get down there soon to get some more videos. But yeah, it's been great so far, and long may it continue. So nothing else to say, but thank you for being here, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care.